Alright, and welcome back to the Darkest Dungeon. Our group was very successful. The Occultist, our Abomination, our Houndmaster, and our Grave Robber did pretty well in the Warrens, and they got themselves an event which now increases both the experience and the damage the experience they will receive and the damage they will deal in the Warrens. Perfect setup for a boss fight, for instance, like the Swine Prince. But I want to keep the bosses. I want to activate and make it possible to fight all of them for now. But that means we will need to go through the Cove and the Weald first and foremost. However, since we have the huge XP benefit, we are now also being lucky enough to net the first long quest. Long quest means we would get 4 experience multiplied by 1.5. That's 6 experience, which is phenomenal for one quest. It also means, though, that we need to get enough supplies to make sure that we actually are going to be successful on this quest. The quest itself will probably take a while. So you can see that we really took a lot of supplies. Specifically the food, I feel, is important since we might need some extra healing. Although, let me correct myself, we do have 2 self-healers, which means let's not take too much food with us, shall we? So 24 food should be fine, 8 torches should be fine as well. And off we go into the Warrens. The great aspect about long quests is you do have 2 fireplaces, and if you time it well, then
they breed quickly down there in the dark.
You will not even need all of them. So the occult scrying, I think it was holy water, but that just gives a debuff. Elsewise, very random chance towards a positive or negative quirk. I don't think that is useful for us right now, so we're just going to bypass them. So we need to finish 100% of the room battles, which means first and foremost we need to know where the room battles are. Scouting helps. Scouting helps a lot, to be honest. So we can go this way and get all of the room battles, and there's even the secret door. Perfect. So we're going to see a couple of battles in the rooms. In a long dungeon, I would assume we're probably going to face 6 to 8 battles in the rooms alone, plus whatever we encounter in the hallways. As always, we're going to start with the stress-inducing monsters. Both of them are dead after the first round, thanks to this awesome group. And although the Abomination doesn't deal much damage in that setup because it's on the wrong position, we should really put it to position number 2, I feel the constant healing and stress healing that it puts out to itself is creating an advantage by itself, because this character is always almost feels like being always at 0 stress. So during the resting phases, the character can then take over the stress from the others quite easily. Of course, yet another crit. Yeah, the first position is probably one of the few weak points that we currently have, and in our setup here. We're really not dealing that much damage to this position. Specifically if you have a tanky enemy there. Healed twice for 0. Good job. We need to heal ourselves, and that means everyone will get some stress because we're running late. There we go, that's the extra stress. One more round and we'll get reinforcements, so we really need to kill him now.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
There we go. Yeah, not the cleanest fight.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
50% chance that we increase the stress or purge a negative quirk. Nah, that's too much of a random gamble for my taste. Yeah, skilled gambler is very bad, not a good quirk.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
And with the current level of stress, we might need to rest soon.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Yeah, the Houndmaster's getting a lot of stress. We're already at 74.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
We need to heal ourselves. Being at death's door shouldn't be taken lightly. Oh wow, and we even got a disease on top of it. Yeah, we're going to rest after this. We now have a mortality debuff. It could be worse, but it's certainly not helping us for the rest of the game. Oh, finally, the first good heal. Yeah. I need to find a way of dealing with position 1 better without incurring stress for the others. Currently, the Abomination does not enough for to justify that he can be with the others. We need to probably put him in position 2 and get him onto stunning duty, which means that the Houndmaster is in position 1, and I need to find a way of dealing with that more efficiently as well.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
I do have an idea how we can restructure the party.
Give them no quarter.
So first and foremost, if we were to put him in position 1, we would basically need use him as a stun bot more often. The Cry Havoc only is worthwhile when doing it in position 3 and 4. So we could really start using him as a stunner, heal himself, and being able to guard. Yeah, that's probably the better choice. The reason why I want to take the Abomination in position number 2 is that the actual stunning chain, which also deals damage, as well as the bestial bile, both of these can be used in his normal form, and you can see how weak his position number 1 is, and that had really shown in the last and a couple of encounters. We were not on par with what the encounters expected. Specifically, the position 1 of the enemies could avoid us far too often. Good. Let's see. He's at 88 stress, which means before we do anything, we need to de-stress him. Good. Next up, we are doing Gallo Humor. Of course, he's the only one receiving the negative parts of it. We need to make sure that nighttime embers are not affecting us, and we're taking away the stress from the others. Yeah, we haven't healed as much stress from him as I wish. Unfortunately, he had caught the 25% chance from Gallo Humor for plus 10 stress and not the 75% chance to get minus 20 stress. So I was expecting him to be at stress level 50, which would have been normal. But yeah, we need to deal with it. It's not that like we're royally fucked or anything. It's just we need to get his stress level down. His Havoc Cry could be a way to deal with that, but it would mean that he's at position number 3, which then again raises the question who is going to be at position number 1. And yeah, at position number 1, she would only has the pick to the face. So we really are missing that ultimate frontline character. But I think generally the setup works. Would probably work even better if we would have a solid dedicated frontline character. Good. Here we go. Let's get some extra loot. Perfect. That's the cash loot we were looking for. That's 10,000 gold right there. So this, and it's probably safe to even get rid of the last skeleton key. Yeah, let's get rid of it as well. Perfect.
The light, the promise of safety. As the fiend falls, a faint hope.
So now we do have the stunning chain, which is really good, or the beast's bile, which is a debuff plus a blight for the middle 2 positions, which I think is way better than just having the absolution. So probably we should have taken him into this position from the start.
A devastating blow.
Yet another stun ability in the front.
Destroyed.
And with that, also our position 1 damage is probably increasing. Number 1, we can hit everyone with bleed, which is good. Number 2, we can stun in the very first row, which is even better. We matter of fact can even stun twice. So yeah, I think the new setup makes more sense. And so much more money. Look at that, guys. Good, we're going to get rid of the dog treats. We're still having a second chance to camp. Oh, nice. Such a great crit. Okay, this guy's dead.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered. The slow death, unforeseen.
Let's heal everyone real quick. We can't heal ourselves in position 1. Interesting, okay.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Damn, I'm tempted to get rid of the shovel. You know what? Let's get rid of some of our torches.
Only the strength to follow it.
Alright, very good. We surprised them.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
On the map, there's probably way more on the upper side that we need to explore. I can't imagine that these rooms would be already the full set of room battles. Alright, there we go. We're in a tough spot. We can't really carry that much more loot.
Trick of the light.
Luckily, we did not get rid of the shovel. Alright, half of the dungeon is explored. I think it's safe to say that we have fought most of the room battles.
Ancient traps lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
And probably we will need to rest after this one again, because the stress level is getting too high.
Precision and power.
Okay, this guy here is dead. The swine in the 4th position still needs to die next round. We're at 90 stress with our Houndmaster, which is a really bad position to be in.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Oh gosh. What a terrible time to miss. Luckily for us, with 2 stunners in the front, we're quite fine.
A momentary abatement.
Perfect. Finally, we killed the troublemaker. So the occultist skills can crit, but the base of the crit is always like the roll that he has initiated. Since he can crit from, since he can heal from 0 to 13, you can end up with crits of 2. Which is quite hilarious, if you ask me.
A momentary abatement. Obliterated.
Alright, that should be good enough. We can kill him and start resting. Can't take the blood with us this time. Let's rest. First things first, everyone reduces their stress level. Secondly, we want to prevent any ambush from happening. Thirdly, we're doing Gallow Humor. This time very successful. Still 5 more stress left over. One companion had a disease, lethargy. Self-only remove a disease. Okay, she doesn't... Well, she has a disease. She has syphilis. So yeah, thank you. Oh, got you. She removed her disease and his disease at the same time. Well, that was an awesome maneuver. Now, last but not least, we do have minus 15 stress. So we're back at normal stress levels. Can't be ambushed.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
And there we go. Let me shortly... Good. Here we go, guys. I think there's one more room. Probably towards the left-hand side. The rest was really successful.
Executed with impunity.
Everyone's at full HP, plus we got the stress levels under control again. That's why I like having the long missions. Of course, sometimes you might end up being not successful. And that sucks because you've invested a lot of time until then. But the 2 campfires really give you enough room to make sure that you can get the problems under control. Specifically stress level.
uncertainty, the birthplace of dread.
Oh gosh, they are so close to death. All of them are so close to death. So let's attack them. Bleed, he dies, he dies. This guy is dead. So it's only the swine chopper in the first row.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Alright, good enough. Let's kill this guy.
The blood pumps, the limbs obey.
There we go.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
We don't have holy water. That's unfortunate. As was, we could have gotten rid of yet another negative quirk.
Find no clemency in this place.
Alright, this group was rather easy. Oh, nice.
Alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade. Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
With more scouting, we could have found the rooms faster. I think we have taken a very inefficient route.
His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
It's really one more fight.
Another one falls. A powerful blow.
Oh, wow, we can't even take that anymore. Let's get rid of the key.
But a victory nonetheless.
We're heavily loaded with loot.
Mind that such missteps are the exception and not the rule.
There we go. That's probably the last fight, hopefully. Alright, so let's speed this one up. Of course, very close before the dungeon finishes, we are getting another disease. Talk about being unlucky. Okay, let's kill him and finish the dungeon. There we go. Perfect. I'd call that a successful dungeon run.
Should have never happened.
We got ourselves 25,000 gold pieces and a lot of heirlooms. That's a really bad one. We need to probably need to get rid of that. Alright, I'll do the whole management in the city and we see each other in the next dark dungeon.